Hey guys, Adam from iClimate, and you're joining me in my central London apartment air conditioning project. No balconies, no terraces, but we need to air condition this space, and let me show you how we did it. Right guys, this apartment is very tricky to air condition. As I mentioned, there's no outside space, so you can't have an outside air-cooled condenser. We spoke with building management, and there's air conditioning units on the top roof level of this building. It's an 8-story apartment building in central London. Client reached out to me and said, look Adam, I need to air condition it. Can you come up with a solution? So this is what we did. We're planning to air condition this space, the living space, and 3 bedrooms. All the indoor AC units are going to be situated above doorways because it's a retrofit project. All the pipework and services inside are going to be installed within the bulkhead of the ceiling cavities. We're running these services 55 meters up to the main condensing unit on the roof. We're running a single phase SWA power supply cable. We're running our copper refrigeration pipework welded all the way to the top. And we're also running communication cable and water drainage. It's very extensive and it's very specialist to make sure that where we cut access holes, our general knowledge of how buildings are put together and how apartments are constructed allows us to minimally disturb the apartment without causing a catastrophe, right? So the guys have gone in, they've been very clinical. We've cut access holes all into the ceilings so we can figure out a route to run our services, and I'll show you a bit more. Right, so this is the landing into this apartment. The services are going to penetrate from the communal area above the doorway, above my head. You'll see we've cut these access panels. You can actually see here that we've got some of the refrigeration pipework run already and insulated. You'll notice none of the lagging that we run has any nicks or kinks in it, and it's been run very carefully within all the ceiling grid structure. There's lots of sharp obstructions within the ceiling with multiple services, stainless steel guide frames, and just the fabric of the building which can cut the lagging. So you can see here we've been very meticulous. We've not even strapped it. This is just standard AC lagging pulled through. Services are going to come into here. The type of system we are to use here is what we call a VRF system, right? It's not a system whereby every indoor unit has its own set of pipeworks because that wouldn't suit this installation. We would exceed the piping limitations. So a VRF system is a light commercial air conditioning system where there's one set of pipes that run centrally from the outdoor unit down into the riser, into the apartment, and it has splits. We are welding these splits on essentially into the ceiling spaces and feeding all the legs to every indoor unit or room that we're serving. So services are going to come into here, and if you can pan over here, you'll see we have a huge obstruction in our way. When we initially looked at this job, we knew there would be an MVHR in the way here, and we agreed with the client that where you see the cutouts in the doorway, above the doorways, that's the fresh air supplying the spaces, and the client is happy for us to reroute the fresh air in order to give the aircon priority, because getting temperature under control here in the summer is vital. Part of the services that are running up, we are also going to be running a power supply from the fuse board located within the apartment. We're going to run this in a 3-core 6mm SWA cable to a rotary switch outside. Now we're in the communal area, and you can see above my head we've cut access panels within the plasterboard. It's very tricky. It's a lot of services in here. We've got large spiral ductwork, we've got T&E cable, and we've got loads of other bits and pieces, as you can imagine. So we've got to get some refrigeration pipework that you see here, and the sizes are 3/8 and 3/4, and the lads have to actually fish it down here in one continuous run to the lift shaft on this floor, and then we go up. Next stage is pipework from the communal area, how it goes up. When commercial buildings are built, they all have risers inside them. It's a legal requirement. It's how services run from their termination points to plant point in between the building. We're fortunate that we found a riser that we're going to break into, and then all the services go up. But let me show you this. When we do run our services and how we do penetrate into the risers is key. Every time we break into a fire barrier, we have to reinstate with a new fire barrier that's signed off. So when services penetrate into walls, and you may see this white type of slab with a sticker on it, this is what we call a fire break, and essentially a fire barrier. It's an authorized, pre-approved penetration by building management or consultants that services can go through here, and in the event of a fire, it would maintain the correct fire rating time on each side of a compartment. The fire rating time and what they give on certain residentials, they'll give you a time limit as to 15 minutes or 30 minutes or hour of fire rating. So what we're going to do, we're going to breach the barrier and we're going to reinstall a new fire break with new certification signed off so we adhere to all the regulations. Right guys, behind me, London skyline, and we are on the top of the 7th floor of this building, surrounded by AC units, so we have all the permission to place our new unit next to these. The services are already run. Just to recap how high this is, our apartment is on the 2nd floor and we are on the roof space of the 7th floor. So next step is unit delivery, while we finish finalising some routes and begin installation. So you're joining me at the final piece of the puzzle. This is the roof space above that we have approval to install the AC unit. It's on top of the 7th floor and our apartment is located on the 2nd floor. Each floor has about approximately 3.5 to 4 meters of distance between it. That's a 35-meter vertical run approximately. Amazing London city skyline behind me. It's freezing cold, but thank God the aircon heats. Next step is get delivery of the units and start installing.
You are now listening to Anyway Well.
Welcome. Quick update on our air conditioning apartment retrofit project in central London. The units all arrived, everything's been installed. 55 meters of concealed refrigeration services from 2nd floor to the 7th, like we showed you. Right, follow me, we're going to walk into the living space and you're going to see all the AC fan coil units that are in situ installed above the doorways. Right guys, above my head is the installed Fujitsu high wall indoor unit, serving the living space, 7 kilowatt. All the high wall indoor units are installed in the bedrooms as well. All the services have been welded and pressure tested and commissioned. The team have been back in to fix the ceilings. There's a lot of work taking place that we didn't have a chance to film and show you guys, but if you refer back to our other YouTube videos, you'll see the process that we take with installing refrigeration air conditioning systems. Before we show you the bedrooms, we're back in this hallway ceiling. If you recall, this was the most destructive part of this project. We had to take apart the ceiling without removing the ceiling to safely install all the mechanical services needed for the air conditioning. Everything has been tested and the guys have patched the ceiling back perfectly. You cannot tell where any of the cuts have been. It actually looks like this apartment had air conditioning when it was turned into an apartment. As well as patching of the ceilings, in this master bedroom, if you recall, the bulkhead didn't actually go full height to the ceiling. There was a recess where there was a LED perimeter. We agreed with the client to remove the light and make the bulkhead flush to the full height of the ceiling so we can mount the indoor unit for this room. The initial plan for the wiring was to change the fuse board, but we found when we looked at it, there wasn't sufficient space to do so. So what we did was remove some of the RCD protection devices and put some of the individual circuits on their RCBO individual protection. That makes for the fuse board to be not so bulky and gives us 2 free spares to use for our air conditioning. And that way we didn't have to change the board. What we did do is I'll show you a picture of the wiring, what it was like before, and our electrician spent some time tidying it all up so you can make sense of it and what it looks like now. As far as the apartment works inside are concerned, this is 95% done. If you follow me out into the communal area, you'll recall that the access hatches that we cut into the communal corridor ceiling running that way, about 25 meters of services has all been patched back. You may notice some of the light difference between the old paint and the new paint. That's not the finished paint, that's just a whitewash that we did while we await the correct paint codes from building management so we can paint the sections to match. Let's go on the roof. It's dark, but it will still show you the air conditioning unit and the services that we run up there. The life of an air conditioning engineer, always on top of a roof. Only too right, we should end this video with showing you the placement of the air conditioning unit. We are fully aware it's dark and freezing, so we advise you guys do not go out onto flat roofs, and please take the relevant safety precautions when you do go out on flat roofs if any of you guys are working at night. The air conditioning unit is over there, it's been installed. We're going to show you that the guy is actually running a vac test overnight. So what we do is we dehumidify the system with a vac pump, run it for 24 hours, measure the torr, and then we leave it overnight as well for the next morning. So it actually goes over into like a 48-hour vacuum test. That ensures there's no moisture within the pipework, and that when we fire up this system and put the trim charge in tomorrow, it will run like a dream. Thank you for watching this video. It's been a very, very challenging air conditioning project, incorporating 70 meters of services, all concealed from the 2nd floor to the 7th floor. But we're very happy we could assist this family in obtaining air conditioning and making it a reality so they can enjoy their summers in London. Take care, till the next one. Hey guys, this is our site cam. The 7 kilowatt unit is in, on, very cold. We're just doing some final snags. The bed units are in as well. We're just waiting for the right Wi-Fi adapters to come in. That's what that is as well. You've seen all this patched up. We turn the lights off so the spots can cool down, so we can get them back in. Bed in quiet mode, working lovely. And then the master bed with the bulkhead, and that is the Wi-Fi adapter sticking out the side. But yeah, all is working really well.